What's goody, fam? It's your favorite Cuzzos D.
And your boy DJ G.
And you are not vibing with
This Drinks on Me podcast, baby.
Hey, pull up. All right, so tonight we're going to talk on a topic that has I guess you could say, wide variety of definitions. But topic tonight is love.
Man, yes, sir.
It is love.
It is love, boy. Then they believe we talking about love.
I don't know why not. We can talk about everything else. Might as well talk about love in this motherfucker.
Hey, talk about love, baby. I like
now,
that.
I'm not sure the exact Bible quote of what love is, but do you know it offhand? Because, you are the scripture God.
Hey, love is everything, man. It is everlasting. Well, real love. It's sacrificial. It don't keep track of rights and wrongs. You know what I'm saying? And that is key. Listen to what I said now. God says it don't keep track of right and wrong when it's
You're going to have to find that in the Bible for me. I'm going to need you to turn that on the Bible, the exact page.
It's in Corinthians, bro. It's in Corinthians. For those who know, you can read it in Corinthians. Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay, it's in Corinthians. It sure is. I just don't remember what, because it's like love is kind. Love is forgiving. I don't know the exact scripture.
It's so poetic. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not that guy. I don't know the exact. Only scripture I know by heart.
Don't have me do my music, so love.
No, what we're not going to do. It's good. Bust out in the song. Although I got a funny story with that. If I may get into it. I remember one time we did karaoke a lot back in the Burg, right? And me and my nigga Eric, Mr. Clifford himself, we was in there singing that song, and we was like battling, right? We were playing like we were singing to Jaleesa, and we was up there battling like JT and Flash. And this nigga, Eric is smooth, old chocolate, sweet smiling ass, Barry White ass nigga.
Yeah, man.
So this nigga think he about to get me? Oh, hell no. So right in the middle of that nigga singing, I unplugged his mic. I said, boop, nigga. Shit.
Shouts out to our brother E, yo.
I'm just saying, you ain't winning that motherfucking battle, nigga. This shit. Play or not, you're not winning that battle. I fatality that nigga. Friendship. I friendship Mortal Kombat that nigga. I plugged the damn mic so smooth. Hey, time to take this over.
I know, right? Don't you just love it? We talking about love, y'all. It's all love.
All right. So, in your opinion, is there a difference between, because a lot of people ask these questions, is there a difference between love and being in love?
Yes.
I know, right? But what's your perspective on it?
I mean, love, man, it just the if you want to say the basic concept of just love. I mean, you can love anybody. You can love things. You could, but being in love, man, it's like, okay, this is the best way I'm going to put it, bro. All right. Before you get married, all right, you have a relationship, but when you ready to really go all the way for what we like to call, y'all know this our word, the long game, then something drives you to that point. It is something that makes you say, my relationship needs to be more purposeful than just where it's at. So you decide, hey, I need to be born again with this person, right? You decide that I want to be one with this person. Now, I don't think people understand how big being one, and how hard being one with somebody is. You don't choose to be one until you say, I'm gonna marry this person.
Amen.
Okay, and that is a big difference. And a lot of people, they try to go into their marriage with the same relationship that they had prior to committing to being one with this person. So they go wrong, and then they wonder why so many struggles, man. Look, me and my wife have been together for 8 years. 8 years. And we are just finding out that, hey, there's been some things that have kept us from actually falling in love with one another for this long. And it was so subtle that, man, it was like, damn, how could I miss that? You know what I'm saying? I've been looking at this shit all wrong the whole time. I had a lady, man. You remember when I used to do PT, right?
Yeah.
I had a lady, and this shit didn't make sense to me till about a month ago, right? When me and my wife had this breakthrough. Let me tell you, this lady told me, she said, you know, me and my husband, we've been together for, I think she was like 45, 46 years, right? And she was like, I put him through so much hell. And I was like, well, what you mean? And she was like, I didn't start really falling in love with my husband until I started seeing him through God's eyes. That it was deep at that time, but I still didn't understand it. You know, I understood God being this almighty being. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I could see, all right, yeah, that's a strong way to put that. You know, but I still didn't see it from the perspective of the way that she was really saying it until about a month ago, bro. Now, mind you, I ain't seen this lady. It's probably been what, D9?
That's some years, ain't it?
It's been, yeah, man.
That's
over
years,
a decade, okay?
Because
we was in Mississippi. Years. Yeah, we was still in Mississippi at that time. Okay, so I'm sitting up there and I'm like, damn, man. Looking through God's eyes at a person, seeing what they could be and not where they are. You know what I'm saying? Becoming one with that person like God wants to become one with you. Putting in that work, you know what I'm saying? Because marriage is work. I don't know what you be thinking. Nigga,
that ain't even a strong enough word.
Right, it's not.
That ain't a strong enough word.
That job is one of the hardest jobs and most rewarding jobs, depending on if you can have the perspective of, I have to see this person the way God sees this person. So when you got love by itself, to me, it's not as strong as being in love, because being in love, man, look, you putting some work ethic to that. You know, you putting some sacrifice to that. Like, you know, Jesus loved us, right?
Of course.
But hell, you knew he was in love with us when he was getting his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? Because a nigga like us just loving you, nigga, I ain't getting my
ass. Look, you gotta
wait. Then the nigga said, no, I'ma die for you. How much do you all love a nigga? You know what I'm saying? It's certain people you feel that way about. Your wife, your family, your kids, right? But not everybody.
Yeah, nigga,
everybody.
That's a hell of a that's a hell of a step to make it like right now. It's like, look, I love you so much, I'm finna take this motherfucking lash, nigga. I'm lashing in this bitch.
Rip my skin off me. What?
Stab me. What?
Stab me.
Wait a minute. I gotta fight every night to prove my love. Niggas out here playing
on me, right? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Look, then he comes back. All right, that right there, D. That's some in love shit.
That's that notebook shit right there.
Yeah,
it's not over. It's never over.
Right. Exactly. It's like that. I mean, what's your take on it, bro?
All right. So what you said about the woman, that was deep, and then you went into seeing them for what they could be. Now, I have thoughts on that when it comes to me and how I feel. And it doesn't mean that if you think this way that it's still easy, because it's not easy still.
No, I agree.
I feel like for a long time, it was pushed that, you know, not a 60-40, not a 70-30, but a 50-50 love. That's what man said, but that's some bullshit. I can't stand
that is bullshit.
I feel like as a human being, as a person, when you fall in love with somebody, when you're trying to take it to that next level as far as becoming one, I feel like you should be 100% or as close as possible to 100 in you. And they should be is close to 100% in themselves. So when y'all come together,
Uh-huh.
y'all like a superpower of love. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like a supernova exploding.
Yeah.
Because if you
Yeah.
go in actually 50-50, then you have to pull from one another to make up for something. And sometimes that can be overbearing in a
Yeah.
relationship.
Yes.
Like if you going in here and you like just so dependent, that's that bomb shelter shit you was talking about the last time. You so dependent
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
person. What if the shit
Yeah.
start to go sour? Now you came in 50, the shit going sour,
Right.
and but you can't leave because you came in 50.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah.
them, you ain't even close to 100 because you came in 50 and they taking you through there. You know, so that's what keep people in that BS you was talking about. Another thing that I feel is if you're gonna take it to that next level as far as marriage go, don't take it to that level if you're looking at it as far as potential. Like if you get to the point where you know you want to get married because you see this person being something better and that's like your foundation of like, yo, I know they can be great, so
Right.
I'm gonna take it to this level. No, if you don't love them enough as the person that they are now,
Right.
now
Right.
if they change, good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Push them to motivate them,
Right.
inspire,
Mm-hmm.
like change
Right.
it to be better. Yes, always do that. As long as you got breath in your body, always do that. But don't make that step to marriage because you hope or you can see them being better because they're showing you who they are.
That's
So if you
right.
can't love them for who they are at that moment, they can always get better or they can get worse. But if you don't love them for who they are now and then you still marry them, like what position are you putting yourself in? You can't really get mad at them for being who they are once y'all are married. Nigga, you married. That's where you get that line, nigga. You knew who I was before you married.
Oh man, look, don't that line come out, boy?
Like,
Look,
nigga, you knew who I was before you married me, nigga.
you know what though, D? I got a couple of things I want to state in what you just said. Okay,
Go for it.
people have to understand this too. Don't come in with percentages because if you say you didn't gave 100% to somebody else, that's not measured up to me because I'm different. Okay.
Got you. Your 100% is different.
Yeah, your 100% and my 100% is looked at two totally different ways, you know? So you can't even bring a measurement to the table, okay, until you actually got something on the table to measure. Real talk. I mean, it's real talk. Okay. The other thing is, I always tell people, man, okay, if you don't know that that's your wife before she walked down that aisle to you, then that ain't your damn wife.
Yo, that's deep.
You should know ahead, okay, that this is my wife. Not because she coming down the aisle and she's becoming. When she comes down the aisle, this is to me, this is how a man should be looking at it. I'm presenting her to all y'all. Okay, because I know who she is, but y'all don't know. So I'm presenting my wife to each one of y'all that's here at our celebration. But I already know and knew what she was before. You know, you heard people say, man, look, I knew this was going to be my wife from day one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew this was going to be day one. A lot of people don't believe that, but hey, I know people who have been together for 50, 60 years saying, hey, day one, they knew, you know? Um, so it's a lot of different ways, man, to look at that thing, man. But the one thing I will say is don't try to bring the relationship that you had prior into the new. Okay, I can even break that down. You know me, D. I can even break it down spiritually, man. Okay, you go and you say, hey, you know, I'm accepting Christ into my life, right? Then that means you saying something has got to change. You know, something in me is changing. Okay, and I might not understand it fully, but there is a change happening right now that is shifting my whole world to where I have to come away from this, in order to have this, you know. And look, that's a battle too, because not everything gonna go away. It's not. You're gonna be fighting through a lot of different things, and that's just how marriage is too. Everything don't go away. You know, you meet this person, but your whole 30 years or 40 years before you met them, they don't just go away. Stuff has to be, and it does, it shapes over time, you know. But man, you have to be mighty sacrificial. I'll tell you that.
That's facts.
Mighty sacrificial, bro. Because if you not, oh, you ain't gonna win this game by no means. By no means.
Marriage is for sure the long game.
Oh man, it's the long game. If you really about
well,
marriage.
it's
now
supposed to be
right. People got different. You got your contractors, and you got your covenanters. You know what I'm saying? People that's in it for the covenant, hey, it's the long game. People that's in it for that contract, it's about other things. It's either about money, businesses, stuff like that.
Facts. I want to put something else on that too. Put a little spice on this.
That's
another
spice.
thing. When you don't put expectations potential on folks, and then you end up marrying them. A hard thing that you have to do in life is actually accept who you marry. Because at the moment you might feel like that, but on down the line, let's say that you start changing, but they don't. Now you in a space where it's like, fuck, at first I could accept this where I was, but now I'm in a different space. And right. It's like, shit. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to change with me. But then love on that level comes into play. And then you want to know if you really love a motherfucker? When you start to change and that person really doesn't, or they start to change slowly, that's when you see if you really have the love in your heart to be there. Because I swear, that's probably the most stressful moments that you will have, is when you feel like you're changing and you're going one, like you're trying, and then this other person's trying, but it's not as quick, or it's slow as fuck. And it's simple shit.
You know what?
Want to change, and it won't. But at the same time, you accepted that way back in the gap. At least you told yourself that you accepted for who they are. So that comes into play. Did you truly do that? Did you truly accept them for who they are and marry them? Are you really ready for the long game of dealing with that? Because at some point, you gonna realize that, damn, this motherfucker just ain't gonna change. So then what do you do if you are changing? Do you really love this motherfucker to stay and deal with it? Understand that comes up in marriage. That comes up, and that's a testament of love like no other, in my opinion. If you still have enough love to be like, you know what, I just accept you. I ain't leave. Right. I ain't even asking you to change. I'm accepting you. And you deal.
What?
Woo, that's tough.
Bruh, let me tell you something. I'm about to speak on this, man, because that right there, that hits so much home with my marriage right now. Let me just tell everybody, okay? Like my brother said, them times come where a person might not change and you changing. But in my instance, right, I thought that too. I thought that, man, I'm changing, I want this to change, but it's not changing. And really, you know what? In the end of the day, I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm doing everything I could possibly do. I don't understand. And I come to find out I wasn't doing shit. Now, let me break that down. Because a lot of people think they didn't done everything they can possibly do. And that is where the lie comes in to you. because you ain't doing everything you possibly can do if you don't even understand why that person is the way they are, and they don't understand it either. Okay. Now, you take my wife, okay, we talked about this, not too long ago, D, when we talked about the issues with fathers not being there and, just all kinds of things that just sit in the back subtly. It's like you got them two consciences on your shoulder. You got the devil here, you got the angel here, one telling you this, one telling you that, and you really not processing it, because you ain't really putting it out there, you know. Me and my wife, man, cried together. OJs, you feel me? Cried together because it was something in one way to know that, hey, you really not putting everything you got. And then to know too, man, you missed it. And we've been missing it for 8 years. Like you ain't looking deep enough. It's all surface. Okay. It is never at the root, of it all. So when we finally had our breakthrough, man, that don't fix everything. Don't get me wrong, because we still working at it every day. But it has become a whole lot better. And that change is happening because we were able to get to the root and come off the surface. Now we're able to tackle it and come into it together because, hey, we can see it now. Whereas it was just sitting, you hear all the time, the devil don't ever come to you straight up. He come to you subtle. You don't even see him. You take Adam and Eve, right? It never said Adam seen the serpent. He never saw him. Eve met him, talked to him, you know what I'm saying, all of that. Okay, but still, even in her, she didn't know who he really was. She didn't know who he really was. So now you didn't brought this into your relationship and the shit but the one thing about it is, it never said that they divorced or broke either. They just got kicked out their garden state, but they never lost sight of what it really is. They just had to finally come and approach it at the root of it all. Like, man, can you believe that we can't be naked no more? And that's a key point. Can you be naked? And I ain't talking about that carnal shit. I'm talking about naked through and through with the person you with. Come out of this sinful state of it and
completely
come back
exposed.
into your garden state, completely exposed. Okay? We know two people right now, D, we was talking about, that's going through them same similar things, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they bearing it all and people not understanding, right, bro? Like they didn't been completely naked.
Well, all right. So we talking about Will and Jada, right?
There you go, brother.
Will and Jada, and that, like, it's been so much shit said about Will and Jada and their marriage, to where everybody would say they have an open marriage, they got this and they got that, and then they would come back and say that they didn't. Like, if you ask them, and with this latest situation with Augustina, with him and that, and how all that's going about, I ain't gonna lie, I aspire to be Will with his. The man has an aura that's just crazy, because it takes a lot to not be evil with it. You know what I'm saying? Because he has the opportunity to just be petty, as they say right now, but he's not. That's the most grown man shit. That interview was just like straight grown man shit. You know what I'm saying?
Respectable, brother.
And it's very respectable. So they can say what they want, but I aspire to be on that level of respect and that level of unconditional love for my spouse.
Yes.
In that moment, because he didn't do it to be vindictive. Actually, he did it to be supportive.
Right.
Even though this situation making him look crazy, if you look at it, it like from the outside looking in, it make Will look crazy because it was all these headlines, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
saying that Will gave his permission and all this shit.
yeah, yeah.
And they clearly say they didn't talk to anybody and say
Right.
anything. So all them headlines was made up.
Yeah,
But
that's
here's
that
my
media
thing.
shit.
Here's my thing. I watched the interview, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I watch Red Table Talk. That shit's fire.
Right.
But clearly, like she stated clearly, and even though she said it, some people still you will look on it and some people still say, "Oh man, she admitted to having to doing what she did while she was with Will or she had an affair." Clearly, both of them said that they were separated to the point where they thought they would never talk to each other again.
Right. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
she said, she hit the Holly Berry line. She just wanted to feel good. You know what I'm saying? Make
Exactly.
me
Right.
feel
Monster ball, baby.
good.
Monster ball,
God
baby.
damn it, she wanted the Billy Bob treatment. She just
That's
wanted
what
to feel
that's what
good.
she wanted. You know what I'm saying?
And at that time, they're saying, I get it. I've been in a situation where I separated and shit happened, and but I wasn't as calm as Will with it. You feel me? So
Yeah,
it's like
I get it.
I get it, and I aspire to be there. But that love, that's unconditional, and that's a very unconditional love. That's what I mean by accepting, like truly accepting
Well,
who a
see, bro,
person is.
that's what I'm saying too when I'm saying being completely naked. When you can be completely naked with it, then that shit don't phase you. You know what I'm saying? Like Will put himself in that position to be. You know, look, I'm wide open right now, baby. You seeing every part. I'm seeing every part of you, but we letting the world know right now that hey, we can bear every part. Cause
And
who
be
gives a
cool
fuck?
with it.
Right? Who gives a fuck what you think? We still gonna be together. At the end of this show, no matter who say what, we still together. That shit happened years ago.
And the
Okay,
crazy shit
and
is, like, it's just crazy because the crazy thing is, August ain't wrong.
no, August ain't wrong. Now look, August ain't wrong either, and I commend him because my thing is, all of us done been August at some point. Okay, all of us done been with that chick we done fell in love with, but that's just not that chick.
Hey,
You know
chick
what I'm
and
saying?
man, that's your male and female. That's
Yeah,
both
that's
ways.
look, it go both ways. It's just not that chick, no matter what, and it don't make them a bad person. You know, like she said, August made the decision to end that. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, he saw, hey, even though I know your heart is not with me. You know that you heard that old school song, "Your mind is here with me." You know what I'm saying? But your body's on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Or your body is here with me, but your mind is on
Mine's
the
on
other
the other
side
side
of
of
town.
town. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the same thing. Like, okay, I can have your body here with me, like she said, Monster Ball. I just wanted to feel good, but her heart was on the other side of town. And when you a real man, I commend, and that's respectable for August because hey, even though I'm about to get my heart broken, sometimes I gotta love you enough to let you go when I know. You know what I'm saying? When I know, hey, this ain't never ended for you. And we all done been in them situations too. Well, yeah, I mean, you know right off. Okay, you know that this person heart ain't really with you, man. Come on, man. Let's just be real. Now, when you can be naked like that, then to me, all of them is being grown. August is being grown. He just hurt. Okay. Will being grown and Jada is being grown. And I love it across the board. No, I don't look at it like the way everybody else is looking at it because that's just crazy. Okay, we do this because hey, they celebrities. Okay, and it's like it's no gray area for them. It's either you going all the way or shit you supposed to fall apart right away. Not that you human.
Man, look, I live in the gray, and celebrities ain't nothing but humans that I
That's
get to
all they are.
see on
That's it,
TV
man.
more often. That's it.
That's it. Everybody is trying to make a buck off of what it is. Okay. Me and my brother, we ain't here to make no bucks. We here to tell it like it is. Okay. But a lot of people, they doing this to get publicity. Like, man, if we just bring this drama up and stay on that drama, that's the media. Okay. But that ain't what's real. That's not real life. Okay. Jada and Will is no different than most of us out here. 90%. Okay, no matter how much money they got, that's something that does not change. No matter if you the middleman, the poor man, or the rich man. And that is another thing, D, that's key about love. Love is priceless. It ain't one of them fucking things that you can just buy. You can't buy love.
Money can't buy your
Right,
love, nigga.
exactly. You can't. You can't buy love.
But it can buy you a good time.
It can buy you, look, it can buy you, I want to feel good.
It can $40 and you can get whatever you need.
It can buy you, I want to feel good, but that ain't being naked. All right,
Nah.
that's not being naked. That's not putting yourself. To me, Will and Jada, they had their Adam and Eve, but they went back to the Garden State, and I commend them for that, man. Represent August. I also commend him. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, yo, he still did the right thing too in a very challenging time in his life. Okay, because a lot of people keep looking past that too. August was fucked up in a lot of different ways, health wise. You know what I'm saying? It played on his mental, a lot of different things, and still he made the right choice. When you see a lot of people who having these mental things and things like that, and hell, they making the wrong choices. They choosing, and you know what? I'm gonna kill your ass.
I bet say they choosing that goddamn first 48 method.
Yeah, they choosing that. Yeah,
That
exactly.
ID method. Or that motherfucking
Bad boys,
lifetime
bad
on
boys.
Saturday.
What you gonna do? You know, that's what they choosing. That bad boys, man. Do you need to throw that hook on there, man? The bad boy, bad boy. Because that's what they choosing. They choosing to, hey, I'm gonna take you out the game, and I'm gonna take me out the game, and I'm gonna do it in the name of love, and that ain't really love. Okay, that's not really love. But a lot of people do that and say it was because I love this person that I had to kill them. You know, because if they ain't gonna be with me, they ain't gonna be with nobody.
Boy, that's every white serial killer I know.
You ain't gonna be with me? What?
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
Blackout, wake up, got all type of blood on you and shit.
Capital shit.
Oh my God, I fucking killed her. 2 years later, you got a lifetime movie.
I know,
Without the
right?
rights, without your motherfucking permission, you got a lifetime movie about your life.
Look, this could have been, without it being white, some OJ type shit.
It would have been on Bounce.
I know.
You got Lifetime, then you got BET and Bounce Network. It would have been on Bounce.
Better believe it, brother. You know, in the name of Ike and Tina. You know,
She got out that shit. Tina said, "Fuck all this bullshit. I'm about to beat
I
this
know,
nigga
right?
ass."
What's love got to do with it? Type shit. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. Look, I always tell people this analogy, man. You know me, D, in analogies. But you know, we all done had our player days and stuff like that. So I just use two types of men for this, and you tell me what you think, bro. After I'm done saying this, I always say you got two types of men. Okay. Well, first, let me start this over. I'm gonna paint a picture for y'all. Okay. You got a house.
Picasso.
You got a yard, and around that you got a fence. Inside that yard, you got little houses that have animals in each one of them houses, right? Now, you got two types of people, and I'm going to put this on both. It's male and female, okay? The first one that comes up to the yard, he looks in the yard, and he said, man, this is nice. You know, it's nice. But he looks at only one of the little houses in that yard, and most of the time, you know what that is. That's just, hey, I just want to feel good, okay? That's the sexual, okay, house in the yard. Because each one of these houses, little houses in this yard represents the different, you know, emotions we have, spiritual, sexual, you know, it represents those. Whereas the big house, it represents your heart. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now you got this one person, he comes there every day and he's constantly feeding that one, I just want to feel good home in the yard. Okay. No reaction ever comes from the big house. But the other little houses around it, the spiritual, the emotional, the physical, all of them, they sitting there and they looking like, every day this motherfucker come over here, he feeding this one motherfucking animal. I'm about to fuck that animal up, and I'm gonna fuck his ass up the next time he come. We just gonna jump his ass when he come to the gate, okay? Because now they feel like, hell, I'm hungry. I ain't getting that attention. You know what I'm saying? And I need that attention. Okay, everything needs to be. We here. Why is he overlooking us? Okay. Then you got the other man or woman that walks up to the yard, and they are just amazed of what they see. Okay, when they walk up to it, they look at the big house, the yard. They see all the little homes in. And they was, damn, man, this is just amazing. I would love to own some shit like this one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have it right now, but they inspiring to make something more and grow more than where they are at this point. So they walk up to the yard and they decide, I'm going to feed each one of these little animals in this yard that's in these little houses. Okay? Because, hell, I can't go to the big house, but I could do my part, so I'm going to feed these little animals. And they come by every day. And before you know it, the animals in the little yard, you know how animals act. If you treat them right, they know you when you come. Okay? So they rushing because they see their favorite person. Oh, man, we about to get fed. This guy right here about to get fed. And without this guy or this woman having to do anything at all, the person in the house starts to notice. Because when they come out, their animals is full and they happy. They looking at it like, man, somebody been out here doing something with my animals. Hell, I don't even have to do it, right? So they wait the next day, okay, for this person to come along, and the person comes along, and they decide to come out the house. They say, excuse me, are you the person that's been feeding my animals? And he's like, yeah. So, I came up to this house, and I just was like, this is amazing. I would love to own something like this. And the person who was in the house looks and says, well, my animals, they just so happy. I mean, every time they see you coming, I can hear them out here barking and everything else. Would you like to come in and have some, Now, listen to what I just said. He didn't made it past the little houses. The animals was happy they letting them through. They ain't trying to eat his ass up. The person in the house that came out, and remember what I said, the big house is the heart. The yard that is inside the gate, that's the whole entire body. Okay? To me, that's what Will represented. Will represented tonight, I'm going to love the whole entire you. And that's what me and my brother been talking about too throughout this. Hey, if you can't love the whole entire, then you ain't being naked enough.
That was a good analogy. I mean, it was a lot of in there, but it was a good analogy. It's the totality of a person.
It's the totality. If you're not getting it all, you're not getting it. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I was saying earlier when we was talking, even with me and my wife, I could say all day, man, I am doing everything I got to do. But see, it's not a we in that. It's not a we in that. It's not a us in that. That was an I in that. And I ain't enough to be completely naked in the garden state of things. It's not. You got to get to a point where, hey, the difference, D, like your first question that was posed between I love you and I am in love with you. In love makes you feed all the animals in the yard. Love is the I. Okay? Love is the I in the whole equation. Okay?
I like that.
Yes. Cheers to that one, brother. We're gonna throw that one up in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that. I ain't got nothing to add on that. That was That's a good way to end that shit. That was good. So in other words, so we'll end it on this. I'll put it like this. So if you had to give your own personal definition of what in love is, what would it be? Would it just be the analogy, feed the whole house? And
Yes.
accept the okay, feed the whole house. I got it.
Feed the whole house. I mean, look, if you down, you know, D, we cracked on it last time when we was talking about Jesus and them at the Last Supper playing spades.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a
Are
wrap.
you only gonna play one card, or you gonna play your whole hand?
Ah,
Hmm.
amen.
Something to think about now. That's all I'm saying. I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
you'll never know until you play the whole game. You can't say you in it for the long game if you just playing one card. You ain't in the long game until you done played your whole hand.
So to take your analogy, it's something like if you were to take Adam and Eve, in order to really be in love with someone, you have to first be exposed completely.
Yes.
For them being naked.
Yes.
Then for them, they got kicked out of their garden, which was their comfort zone or
Right.
their BS,
Yes.
you call it. But they still accepted each other in their totality. So even
Yeah.
though they got kicked out of the perfect
Yeah.
place and they knew that they were completely exposed to each other,
Yes.
they were still naked to each other.
They even accepted the flaw, okay, and the sin and the pain, because all that shit came after. They accepted the work, they accepted the circumstance and the situation. They accepted all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, we did this. We not naked no more. All right, but we gonna still take on it all. It is what it is. Let's do it. And they still was a team up until the day they died. You know?
In that case, my definition of love would be accepting a person's like the totality of a person for who they are.
Yes.
Period. That's what being in love is. You
That's
love someone so much that you accept them.
Yes.
The totality of the person that they are, not what you potentially want them to be or see them being, but you accept the totality of who they are now in the present.
I mean, bro, listen to what you just said when you said the totality, right? Okay, think of a oak tree, right? An oak tree starts as what, like a little walnut or something like that. You can't see at that small little seed that this is about to become something this damn grand and big. You know what I'm saying? You can't see it at that point. You can't. You know, it's not possible for you to even see where this is gonna go. And that's the other thing, D. Okay, and I think this is the biggest thing of all. You tell me if I'm wrong, bro. Okay. The other thing is not seeing the shit. Okay. Like, damn, I believe it even if I'm not seeing the shit. Because in a lot of this, we have to have the faith in each other to believe. And that to me is in love too. To believe something I'm not even fucking seeing right now. Okay. I see you as this little seed. Nothing in my mind is processing that you're going to become an oak tree. Nothing. Okay. So I have to understand this at a level that I possibly will never understand. Okay. In order for me to get the totality of what this could possibly be.
Got you. So while I'm finna put this together, I want you to find what the Bible say love is in Corinthians so they can have the exact thing. But what it is what he's saying. If I was to just add on, being in love is accepting the person, the totality of this being for who they are now and believing in them, even if you can't see anything past who they are now.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
That's what love is. You truly, with your whole being, love and accept the totality of the person that you're with and believe in them, even if you can't see nothing past the who they are now. Not in the future, not in the past, but the now.
That's right. And look, it's scripture. I found the scripture.
You read that so we can get this Berg salute going.
It
Read
is
that off.
1 Corinthians is chapter 13, 4-8, or you can continue after that because it goes past that. But it says, love is patient and love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. And we see all that in Will D. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. That means get naked. Feel me? Rejoice in the truth. Rejoice in what it is. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes. D, what we talk about, faith.
We talked about it.
Okay. Always preserves. And it says love never fails. It never fails. Okay. This everything we just talked about, that is the scripture backing of what God feels love should be. Okay. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always preserves. And it'll never fail as long as you got that. Now,
boom. You see what I'm saying? We back by God. Okay.
By God, baby. By God.
So don't play with me. Don't play. And on that, we gonna get this old Berg salute going. I know what I just said. So what? So it's up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucker, drink. And on that note, we will catch y'all next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure you go check out the brand.
Yes, please.
Go check out the brand.
LivingSacrificeCo.com, baby. Check us out.
Check it out. You know what I'm saying? IStayDope.com. It's there. Check us out and subscribe on Facebook.
That's right. Please.
Drinks on Me podcast on Facebook. Okay.
Dream Beat Records.
We ranking on Google, nigga. We like on page 2. You know?
Let's do it, baby.
I'm trying to get to page 1. You feel me? So on that note, y'all stay blessed, stay safe, stay focused, stay dope.
Stay dope.